Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for October 8th, 2021. We're here on Cathy's website, CathyDSlaght.com. We'll scroll down and we're going to look for this Zoom banner right here. If you would like to be part of Cathy's daily energy clearing group, you will click here to register, and it is a monthly fee. But we're going to click here on the Zoom banner to join the call. We're here on the Zoom platform, and I'm going to open up the Zoom app, and the call will be live.
Here we are. I had a little brainstorm, and I don't know if you all agree or not, but there does seem to be a lot of interesting energy out there. I'm seeing it with individual clients. I'm seeing it with the group. I don't know what it's all about. So what we're going to do is the mastery. And what I've got in here as the theme is increased vibrational level. And then down here, I made a cocktail of these various codes that we're wanting to use to clear, various issues. And we're just going to run this every day for 90 days. And I took that out of the manual because we're going to run it back here. We see at this moment in time, and it'll change each day, our habits, our stomach chakra, which comes up a lot, our marrow, heart, life force, yang organs, and that's what we're focused on today. And then here's our cocktail. And as Kevin explains, when you do the mastery and you put it in as a cocktail, it does not, that stays. So these things will change each day. Our various points of stress will balance out. That'll be different. You can see over here our Pro tools that are utilized, but the cocktail will stay in. That's right, isn't it, Kevin?
That's correct.
All right, so, and then go to a little bit something different. I feel like it's time, and give me your feedback, those of you who are interested in that. But first of all, speaking in terms of the power of 8, and we've got plenty of power in this group, Marty Johnson's having a rough time. As you know, she did have a diagnosis. She has done a miracle with that diagnosis, but she went to a wound care specialist and got an infection. And she is now at a point, she won't be on the Zoom today because they now are coming and basically giving her IVs at the house all day. And this is very serious. And she texted me this morning, ask for pain and infection. Any of you that would like to send energy or prayer and or really. And I said, may I ask the group? And she said, yes. So that would be probably a top priority, anything anyone is led to do for her. These are the two areas. And then, yeah.
If anyone has the ability to take a far infrared light and use it on her every day.
Okay.
Facilitate. And I know that from experience because my husband was diabetic and he had severe injuries to the front of his calves, on the knee, the bone right between the ankle and the knee, and they were deep to the bone and bleeding terribly. And I used the beamer light on it, and they healed beautifully. And they kept checking him at the VA, and they thought it was the most professional wound care they'd ever seen. They didn't know how it was being done, and it got no infection in it, but it will clear infection.
Well,
the light will clear infection.
What part of the beamer is the light? Because I've never seen a light with it.
It's a little round handheld.
Oh, okay.
And it has two of those units, the handheld. One is just the beamer energy. The other one is the light, and it uses. I use that on him twice a day, 16 minutes, 8 minutes on each leg, twice a day. And within a very rapid amount of time, the wounds healed, and they left no scars, and they did not get infected.
Thank you.
So if anyone is close to her and has a light that they can use, a far infrared or infrared light, it will help her healing dramatically.
Thank you. We'll make sure that happens. I don't know how yet, but we'll make sure it happens.
Where does she live? Where does she live?
She's in Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might there be a code for that?
That's a good thing. And it's funny, Steve, I was thinking of that too, so not to lose all of you when I look for it, but afterwards, yes, we can all look for that. Or if anyone wants to look now, a code for infrared, then we can add that to this. That's amazing. And thank you, Karen, for that information.
You're welcome.
Now, as far as the group, remember we were finishing up with the spleen yesterday, and later I checked, we had a 98% benefit of the spleen right block. We wanted 4 minutes, and we do have a new cocktail on the spleen, and just a little familiarity, a few things I had not realized, that's kind of an ignored organ, but it's so vital. Our red blood cells are produced by the spleen. The antibodies we need to fight infection are produced by the spleen. Here are some of the emotions that contribute to some spleen problems. Nostalgia and regrets, looking at your life and thinking you perhaps have failed. Worries, there's that failure again, lack of success. Obsession, any kind of obsession. And I look around, I see a lot of that in reference to political things at this time. Any kind of obsession is going to really nail the spleen. Fear of death. This is an interesting one. Wants to escape Earth. I hear that from people all the time. So again, until it comes time where they might have to leave, and then they'd like to stay usually. So,
like that.
Pardon me?
My wife was like that.
Yep.
She wanted to go home.
Yep. I had a client many years ago. He's not with us any longer himself, but his wife was like that. And what he said, which was very interesting, this guy had been through all the mastery schools. He said every morning at 4 a.m., something knocked on the bedroom door to get his wife up to meditate. Now, that's pretty weird, but that's what he told me. So anyway, all kinds of things in the world that we are not seeing and aware of. So again, the idea, and this is the theme I did with our mastery, to increase our vibrational level. That's the whole deal. And we're not going to increase it with some of this stuff up here. We want the joy of living. I thought this was a pretty good one. Transmute dark and negative ideas to 528 hertz. And this is the statement that he says, and that he suggests in working to balance out the spleen. Instead of being obsessed with negative ideas that I tend to exaggerate, I choose to change these ideas by having a good laugh. I take my life less dramatically, and I learn to laugh at myself in certain situations. I learn to communicate my emotions as they arise in order to maintain balance and harmony throughout my body. Let's just see, as a group, if we resonate with that right now. And you might want, there's one guy on YouTube, Awakened with JP, that I personally can always count on for a good laugh. And that's the kind of thing lately I've been wanting to look at, more so than some of this other stuff. Let's just see at this moment in time how we, as a group. Okay, well, it's a little bit of a chronic. Let's just go ahead and put it in the shin. And then let's see also, and we may not, I checked last night, we were not particularly interested at that time. We didn't resonate with needing this cocktail for the spleen, this new cocktail. Let's see now. Priority for G, spleen cocktail. Now we're good. This 4-minute charge seemed to balance things out. We'll have our statement running. A lot of times you don't have to do much. This is, in more ways than not, proactive, that we have a chance to clear it before it comes into physical form. And then I wanted to replace that discarnate scan stuff, which we've now got back in the mastery, with a planetary scan, because with some of the things going on the planet, we're stressed, and this is a stress management side. For those who are interested, here's some Bible information. And then we've got, this is quite a long scan, as you can see, and of course you'll have that, I'll send that out today. But I went ahead and did an Excel spreadsheet. And these are one of the things we're asking for to start with, for example, is the armor of God, and that's a 0. So that's dead on. Let's see. Go ahead and douse that in. And then we know we have some wonderful cocktails for Armor of God. Priority for Chi, Armor of God, cocktail. Yeah, we'll take it. So let's go in here. Just add that. And just a few, we don't need to individually douse these all in, but we've got rise above social programming, discernment. This generate more income. Significant, because that relieves a lot of stress.
I love that one.
You like that one? Let's see how we look with that one right now. Oops. Oh, I'm having a little trouble. Isn't that funny that that one doesn't want to copy? Do we have a little resistance? Just amp that up. And let's see if that would be a potential to repeat a few times over the weekend.
Yes, I love that one.
Charge that baby up.
What's that?
Charge that baby up.
That's right. Let's see if we can chant it. And we don't really need at this moment in time, that's not for chanting anyway. This clear harm from radio waves, it does look like the more sensitive a person is, the more they need to do to protect themselves from this. There's some good information out there by Dr. Thomas Cohen, too, on this, if you're interested. We've got a little stress with that, so let's put that. Activate pineal, that's always a good one. Genius mind. Alternatives to YouTube. YouTube has really gotten into some censorship. Stop the escalation of violence. Pursue the truth. Get this one together, we can make a difference. I don't know why I have shadow in there, but it's in there. So take it. Global spiritual awakening. Together we are invincible. Block non-beneficial ionizing radiation. I had the guy yesterday come in who has had such success with his codes, and this was actually the code he left with to repeat over and over for the next week. He is now a big believer in the codes, and he didn't seem to have any problem, even though he's a hardcore businessman and doesn't really go this direction much. He's very, very receptive to work and to help the environment. Control obsessive behavior. This obsessive behavior often can be related to some kind of discarnate energy, love, clear damage to health from microwave ovens, shield and vortex placed around itself, loved ones, city, state, nation, and planet, just for fun. Let's see how we know we can do that, because apparently we can. Let's just see how we look. We're looking pretty good. And we'll see if that's one to repeat. Nope, don't need to do it. Maintain constitutional safeguards and action aligned with thought. Well, that just gives us a few more thoughts. I think that's all in here. Now, for now. So we've got that in there now. Let's just look and see if we do this kind of work. If there's any extra energy we might need related to it. Okay, so we've got a little stress related to significant others, our
Could
health.
you increase the size, please?
Oh, thank you, Kevin, for reminding me. Yeah, there we go. So, okay, so, yeah. So we've got some stress related to significant others that could get in our way. Let's go in here. Well, good grief. Pasted the wrong thing in. Well, let's just do this. We've got stress related to health. And that is major for manifesting. We've got to have our own life force up there. Okay. Then we've got stress related to negative tapes, just things, and that's one of the things that's interesting when you read, is you realize a lot of the thoughts that pop in your head are lies. So people spend a lot of time hashing these things over. Right, look at that. So that's significant, and maybe become more aware of that. Here's one we can delve in, personal relationship with God. Stress related to parental legacy. Probably as we get through our ages, the older we get, the more foolish it is to still be mad at our parents. Doesn't accomplish much.
That's true, but it's surprising how often that comes up.
I'm telling you, yeah. And actually, according to what many of the, look at that, 99. According to what many write, we set it all up ahead of time anyway, just who our parents were going to be and what lessons we were here to learn. Kind of like a reality show.
I used to tell my children that they didn't read the fine print in their contract because it was my job to screw them up so they'd have something to work on the rest of their life.
Did they like that when you reminded them?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I love that.
They understood.
I love that. Wow.
That was great. And I used to tell my children that they chose me in the spirit world to come down to me. So it was their choice to come to my house.
Well, I used to tell my oldest one that in this lifetime I was the mom and she was the kid. And this time she had to do what I said. Because she was an adult when she was born and she did not like being in a small body, and she always wanted to be in control because she knew she knew best.
Yep. I've got one like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, me too.
And that you know, and the thing is, even though we have a negative setting in here, none of this is negative because this is our chance to learn. Look at this, stress related to business. Let's put that in the clear. And this education thing, especially with everything we've got available to us, and we know that the more knowledge, that's one of the, in that Pleiadian Manifesting Keys cocktail, that's one of the aspects is we need to have knowledge. The more, the better. Even if what we learn doesn't turn out to be right, we're still learning. Does that make any sense? We're pulling those neurons closer together.
Every day.
Absolutely.
Let's put in a code for health. Before there wasn't a code, there may be now, but meanwhile, you might consider, with this kind of energy working over the weekend, to shoot somebody an email that you've lost touch with. See how they're doing. This is an interesting one. We want to clear that, obviously, but these thoughts are so powerful that we just don't want to entertain anything that isn't what we want to see. That's not too bad, though, for the group. That's good. I think I will add it, but that's not a major point of stress for us at this time. Got some stress there. I'll make this the last one. I think, forget we have that option. Let's just put that in here. So also over here, let's do this. You'll see in the Pro Tools we also wanted the field generator. And so I did a quick scan and we've got 3 fields. It's funny, I don't know who in our group is wanting to get married, but somebody. And so that was a 0. Balance, adrenaline. This little Q3 bracelet, we also want a field around us. I think most of us on the call have this bracelet, but it's said to increase our voltage so that we are not affected by all these radio waves. It's a great little gadget, and we're asking for a field around us of that. So we'll do that over the weekend. I don't know if I'll do that remove obstacles thing. That's just for fun. Let's look at that again. But if anybody wants that one in the group, in this Zoom call, now you can run it, or let me know and I'll run it for you. But let's see if the group wants that one. Priority for Chi, field generator. Nope. So we don't have to all worry about running out and getting married this weekend. But we can do some of these others, and you see that's there. Somebody in the group that's on their mind. Well, let's just look in here now. You to see this also. 157 soul imagings. So that will be focused on this weekend. Let's just look here and see. Let's just keep it simple and do a wonder click. See what we've got. All right, so again, heart. Let's go in here. Priority for chi. Personal options. Heart. A lot of this, just the wonder click is going to take care of. All subtle. About a 61. Let's hold off on that. Priority for chi. Heart charges throughout the day. I will take that. So we don't have many. Not one code. And that's going to take some time whenever you have the image with it. Let's just see. Heart code charge. Nope, we don't want that one. Let's see if we want the heart function. Not really. So we go in here and just reset that. There might be some things related to the heart, but let's go in here. Here's the heart right block. You see that was in a little bit of a different, let's see. That's still not it, so I'll have to do a little playing around to see what we're talking about. Perhaps it's emotional. So, for example, we might want to go into the emotional panel with that, and you see that it's not always just cut and dried. So there is a physical stress, and then there are Chinese pathogens, got a little of that, adding to the stress level. Circulation, metal systems, fire systems, a little stress related to blood pressure. Again, I will take some charges throughout the day for blood pressure, but very possible also some charges for more physical, etc., related to the heart. I'll have to, like I said, look around a little bit for that. And again, just look in here. I hope you are using this a little. Let's take this one. Okay, not quite. Yeah, we'll take that one.
How about unconditional?
Where'd you see that?
CathyDSlaght charger.
Unconditional?
Yep. Click the letter U.
Yep. Okay. Oh, unconditional healing. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's look. We do want that code, and then we'll do that later. Let's look at that. Yeah, there's a lot in here. Please keep looking and tell me what else. We are not ready at this time. Isn't that interesting? I'm not sure what that's all about, but you get an idea. Let's go down. Let's just put blood pressure. We've got the adrenals, stomach, of course, what we're eating, what we're picking up from the energy around. Let's look for the heck of it. Resistance to unconditional healing. So our crown chakra and some emotions, we'll come back to that. I'll go back and forth with some of these charges. Anti-aging, kidney meridians, allergens, joints. This protozoa thing, which comes up often, eyes, stress. That's always. Nope, we're not in that funny. We're just certain things we do want right now. A little stress related to minerals. Let's go in here, even though it's not requested, and balance meridians. We see a lot of that type of stress today. "21 hours. I don't know what that's about. Remind me of these things when I don't do them. Okay, so we're looking at lungs over here in the middle box, but we're realizing over here this is imposed, whether perhaps coming from emotions or outside energies. It's hard to say. There's the heart chakra. That might be what we're talking about in our main scan. Here's the central nervous system. Also a great thing just to check on when you can balance the nervous system. "3 hours. The pineal. Have you noticed we've been coming up quite a bit with the pineal? Because we have. There's the organ, the spleen, but over here it's going to go intuitive. Defensive action, isolation. Look up here, humor. Just that is a pretty good idea, this having a little sense of humor. Vivacious. Stress factor, male. Words to ponder. I tried to throw a yo-yo away. It was impossible. It's interesting. Delusional projection. discouraged. And some of these, we can start with the soul imaging as well. They're on a subconscious level, hate, which of course means you may or may not be consciously aware of that. There's some of it, and that's one of the things they talk about with the genetics, is that we can actually, just like the dysfunctional fear, we can pick up the hate of our ancestors. Look at there, that's tied into the pineal aura, spine, coming from an external source. Substitution, unconcerned. The fear of losing control of the mind and brain over here. Over here, the ego's not that concerned about it. So let's just see what we've got here. The sleep, blockages, and there's our health, obstruction. Let's just put unconcerned about losing control of mind. What the heck? And we've got heat, in other words, inflammation. So you might want to look at that. Where'd it go? We're coming from a little negativity. And then just some information. Well, let's just add all that stuff. Just look at that, 5 seconds. Now, I have a thought, but it may not be on target, that sometimes we're calibrating. We come in with a low, now I can't get that down. We come in with a low number because later it's going to be huge. Any opinions on that? Others say, no, just leave it as it was.
I find the same thing.
Okay.
Me too.
Well, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not. Let me see if I have officially lost my mind. You noticed it said 5 seconds, but now it's going on 9 hours. So let's just let it go. I don't know what happened there. Now, I don't think, let's see what this is the last thing. We want to check how long they're in the super clear. Close, but not. I'm looking for a 70 or higher. Maybe you'll do it a little differently. Okay, so an hour and a half. We want to balance adrenaline right now for starters in the field generator. $12, and there we go. Looks like that's it for today. And I'll send this out. Do you all want this planetary scan?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. And we can always, this keeps getting balanced. We keep adding more and more. But it's to me, let's just run this discarnate stuff in the mastery and clear every day automatically and focus on this stuff. Does that make sense?
And seeing Marty in perfect health too.
Absolutely, yeah, that would be, and that's the thing. Those of us who are home a lot during the day, we can actually set times and follow that little 10-minute YouTube thing, and visualize it with those codes. It can be very powerful. So, with that, I guess we're done.
Very powerful.
Yeah. So thanks a lot, you guys. Have a
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's what happened to the chat? There you go. There's two numbers in the chat that you probably want to use for Marty.
I'm ready.
Steve found a good one. Far infrared LED.
Oh, good. Thank you. Ready.
625-66099.
Okay.
And then there's another one that is just infrared, and it's 636-30087. And tell her that, because you'll probably talk to her, she should sing Ron's song. I mean, that's
right. Yeah,
that's just such an easy thing. You know what I mean? And maybe it'll lift her spirits a little bit.
That's a good idea.
By the way, can anybody real quickly look up a code for unconditional healing? Because that really is a good one. I forgot I even had it in there. If anybody's able, if there is, I'm sure there is one.
Is there a code for near infrared?
For what?
Near infrared.
I still cut out. What was that first word?
Oh, Cathy, you used to have the unconditional healing.
It's in there. I just can't access it right now. And I thought if anybody could quickly get it, I'd type it in for all of us.
Because I've tried it in my own on some other people, and sometimes it won't work at all. It's not as far as the results though.
Well, yeah, see, and it's interesting. Even as a group, we didn't resonate with that code at this time, so that was a surprise. But I'll look up this unconditional healing. And Jan, I did not hear the first word. I heard infrared, but what was the first word?
Near.
Oh, near?
That's really a very effective type of infrared.
Oh, wow, I'm not familiar. Thank you, good.
Yeah, if you look that up, that might be.
Yep, because we have other options with this information. We can send Marty a cocktail. We can focus and repeat those. There's all kinds of things as far as each person's, sensitivity and what they want to do. So thank you, Sharon. And
I can't get back to my screen for some reason. So I'm sorry I can't look that one up.
Yeah. As soon as we get finished here, then I'll look. I just don't want to lose everybody. So okay, well I guess that's it for now. Everybody have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, sweet soul.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Everybody have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Back over the links that were left in the chat. This was the one left by Kevin. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Kevin left this one, and I'll check that out in a little bit. And the Armor of God That seems the correct spelling of armor of God is armor of God, but when you put it in the Grabavoid, A-R-M-O-U-R, armor of God is how it comes up. And there's the code 711-77810. But when I typed armor, A-R-M-O, armor of God, nothing came up. So I'm going to go back. Doesn't want to go back. We talked about the infrared from the beamer. I was going through here, and here they are here. This is the actual beamer, and this is the vise. The beamer, infrared. They call it the B-lights. Okay. Concludes the SRC4u Zoom call. Thank you for attending. We look forward to seeing you again. Until then, take care and be well.